Okay, we are now to the final section, 33.7, which is polarization by reflection. A ray of unpolarized light and air is incident on a glass surface at the Brewster angle. Okay, that's this one right here. And then you have a reflected ray in this direction and a refracted ray in this direction. So that Brewster's angle, theta b, is the inverse tangent of N2 divided by N1. Electric fields along that ray have been resolved into components perpendicular to the page, right? That's what you're seeing right here, perpendicular to the page. The plane of incidence, reflection, and refraction, and the components parallel to the page, right? So reflected light consists only of components perpendicular to the page, okay? That's this right here. Only those perpendicular to the page, and thus polarized in that direction. The refracted light consists of the original components parallel to the page and weaker components perpendicular to the page. So this light is only partially polarized. Okay? So the dot means that it's perpendicular to the page, and this right here, the double arrows, means that it's parallel to the page. So, at what angle of incidence will light reflected from water be completely polarized? And does this angle depend upon the wavelength of light? So, essentially what you have is Brewster's law is equation 33-49. And that's what we have right here. Theta b equals the inverse tangent n water and air, and the refractive index of air. And so what this tells you for any one material is this inverse tangent of those gives you Brewster's angle. Okay, 1.33 divided by 1.0, and then you take the inverse tangent of that to give you 53.1. Now, does it depend upon the wavelength of light? Yes. NW, this refractive index of water, depends upon the wavelength of light. We saw how a light particle is spread out, or the light wavelength of light is spread out over its spectrum by water raindrops, right, into the rainbow. So because this depends upon the wavelength of light through chromatic dispersion, NW, there you are going to get, it is going to, this Brewster's angle is going to depend upon the wavelength of light. And that's the end for this particular chapter. Following this are the slides for the answer the different questions to make certain you understand the concepts of this, and I'll cover those in the next lecture on Thursday. So that's it for this lecture period. Let me know if there's any questions.